Hello everyone, I'm Tessellating Hexagons and we're back with some more Touch Detective. Pick up where we left off last time, with the second half of the first half of Chapter 4. Yay, complicated fractions or whatever, yeah. Basically the second quarter of Chapter 4, because it is a long chapter, and yet more touch list items right off the bat. And Northern and Southern Hemisphere spirals, and I don't know. They're just spirals. So this is the crime scene. Well, where's the body then? You got the outline. Where's the body? Yeah, Chloe, we can't go in. It's a crime scene. Are you mad? Seriously? Really? So not only do you spontaneously appear in my office unannounced, but then you put up crime scene tape and... Where'd you get it from anyway? You serious? Oh. Well, yeah, you're stranger than Penelope. Crazy. Why are you giving us some? Oh, she's playing make-believe, and that's kind of pissing off the Circus Monster, who is still the worst kind of person on the planet. Yeah, I agree with Polar Bear Douchebag. Just clean it up, because I mean, that implies that she completely falsified the outline of the body, which she made with tape rather than chalk. So we'll just clean that up and act like that never happened, but then we're back to square one with our investigation. And oh, for crying out loud. See, now this is why he's such an awful person. He has a terrible memory, and he totally just whipped Chloe. Yeah, he forgets a lot of things. You see, he has a tail. It's quite clearly a polar bear. So this is the... Oh... This is Noah's Ark, or the Flea Circus, as it happens. Wow. That explains so much. It's a flea circus. Of course. So... That's Johnny, I suppose. A flea. I'm done. I am so effing done. But of course we're not. We have to do more. We have to solve the case. At the very least to put Penelope's mind at rest. But, yep, I agree with Chloe. There was all this hype about a murder or assault, and it's just a flea! Bloody hell. Yeah, I'd agree with Chloe, but I have an entire episode recorded here, so... Well, good riddance to her. Let's stiff up a lip, we can... Let's finish what we started. The music's getting serious, so... Brief tutorial on how to investigate this zoomed-in screen, but... Yay, exposition. We can't hear what they're saying. Well, good for us, we picked up the gramophone horn. Yay, foresight. So... Johnny, eating sugar, telling lies, open your mouth. So, there's this guy in a hat, just... He seems to have taken a shine to that thing on the floor there, which kind of looks like a robot arm, but... Anyway, so we've got a flea here with an interesting hairstyle and a pair of sunglasses and some sort of box. It'll all become obvious in the next half of this chapter. And a couple of fleas that you never actually see, though. There's no actual proof that these are fleas. They could be anything. You never get to see them. And I think we found Circus Member A. And there's a thing there, but it doesn't seem to do anything. How bizarre. And Boy Flea, as he's called, seems to be a bit fixated with that area, so nothing we can do for the moment, so let's talk to Douchebag Circus Master. Well, not really anything useful here, but we'll ask him about some visitor that we're not aware of. Yes, please try to remember something that we haven't been told about. Reminds me quite a lot of English homework, to be quite honest. I could go on a rant about that, but I'm not going to. So, narcoleptic, amnesiac, and still a horrible person despite all that. So, there's a lot of text at this point, so it's kind of difficult to commentate over because it's, I think, scientifically impossible to register what I'm saying and read what they're saying as well and process it all at once. So if you need to watch this bit twice, that's completely up to you. But anyway, so The fleas are too small, the audience area is too big. He's being stubborn. Not really conducive to the investigation, but yeah, we're talking to him now. So why did he start the Flea Circus? Turns out it just sort of happened. It is a thing that happened. Caused by something unforgettable. You just said it was unforgettable and you can't even remember when it happened. Da fuck is a carbonog? Most vicious animal? Oh. So there may yet be murder involved. Quite worrying. And yet, despite all that, he's ill. Anyway, you have to say yes at this point, otherwise he will just repeat the same description over and over again. And so we'll just say that the Circus Monster told us, and because he's so dim and amnesiac and whatever, then he'll fall for it. Anyway. So, Carbonog ran away, and is that a pun on something, or is it just a name? Kinda sounds like a vegetable. So he's gone on this journey to find this missing vicious animal, and that somehow turned into touring with a flea circus. Like, how does this even fit in with what happened with the other circus members? And polar bear logic. Anyway, I think I know where we go next. I believe... Yes, Dover's back now, so... He was another member of the circus that we didn't get to speak to earlier, so we'll have a chat with him now. Yeah, he wants to be a star again. He wants to sell dreams again. When he's finished perving over Penelope and stuffing his face full of cake. Yeah, let's annoy him a little. Oh, that is incredibly annoying. I can see why he's so irritated. And with convenient timing, it gets broken. And then he breaks it even more. So... we somehow managed to get it stuck, and now he's broken it. He punched it in the face. And it doesn't even have a face, it just has a drawing of a face on it. Try to get your head around that. So, we'll just do what we always do. We've got something broken. Take it to Cromwell and he can science it better with the power of crushed flowers. Of course he can fix it, there's nothing that he can't repair. Except this! So many crumbly crumbs. If that's supposed to be a British stereotype, then it's not a thing. Well, we've got a battery, and that's a touch of a slashing that you can't avoid, so I don't know why you'd want to. Are there people out there who do minimalist runs for this game? Because if so, what are you doing with your life, seriously? You know, we have a battery, and if you've been paying attention, you'll know that we have a very good place to stick that battery. That's not even a euphemism. So, back to Noah's Ark here. We'll jam the battery in that cradle thing, flip the switch, and it turns out that robot arm was in fact a lamp. And that's the shadow, because, you know, let's try to remember this was, you know, we're talking about, you know, the shadows that Penelope saw, so that explains that giant-ass shadow that Penelope saw writhing in pain. So, yeah, mystery more or less solved. Now, yeah, we'll just go back and tell Penelope to put her mind at ease, 'cause that's the whole reason why we took up this case to begin with. Not to catch a murderer, not to find out who did assault, but just to put her mind at rest that she's not in any real danger. Although, I'd make a comment about those bananas, but there's no neat way of segueing it. So we'll just explain to her the victim was a flea, and it was standing in front of a lamp. I do like lamps, to be fair. Like, people who know me will know what I'm referring to when I say that if I could shapeshift, then I would quite happily shapeshift into a lamp. But we haven't caught the... Oh, god damn it, Penelope, you're just dragging this case out, aren't you? So, now we have to go and find out who did the thing! Well, I have been spending too much time on Tumblr. Its language is just seeping into how I speak. Oh, the Circus Master's gone. Well, he's in here now, so... what is up with him? Well, that's just cruel. I mean, it's a flea, but... still... I mean, taking the piss a bit. I mean, poor chap. He's supposed to be the star of the show, and you just dressed him up roleplay style. Apparently, Punk, his name is. Apparently, he's the one that did it. Well, he's denying it, of course, so... I'm staying Swiss about all this, I'm just going to stay completely neutral. I mean, it's fleas for crying out loud. And this anonymous flea wants to be the next superstar. This must look pretty strange to Circus Monster. I'm just sitting there with a gramophone horn against my ear. So, Boy Flea, as his name is local police flea or something. I did think it was a police hat when I first saw it. And so, this is all stuff that the Circus Master's hearing as well as us, so now he's going to think that Punk was responsible for hurting Johnny, and he may or may not have been. I mean, he does resent the circus, clearly. I can't think of anything else to say. I mean, we're investigating the Flea Circus when we thought a murder happened and it's just fleas. Oh, so that's what the box is for. It's a little flea prison. I'm sure they could just... I'd say they'll get out through the bars, but no, they're too big, aren't they? I'm trying to think in real terms, and Touch Detective is very much not a realistic game. Not that that's a bad thing, though. Oh, you're calling it a trading room? That just smacks of bad things about to happen. So, you train them to not jump. I should have to ask how you do that. Whoa, well, that's some serious psychological stuff. Like, I know this is Flea strong, like that is kind of cruel. Cruel with an R, not cool. It's not cool to be psychologically damaging to people. So, I'm just sort of hanging around at this point. We've solved the case. We've found the culprit, it seems. It was just another one of the fleas, and he's been put into the training box, the training room, to be psychologically scarred for the rest of eternity. Can't really think of anything else to say. We've still got like 2 minutes of episode left, so sure I can come up with a bit more commentary. Of course, we need to tell Penelope if the whole thing's been resolved now. Because not only have we worked out what happened, we worked out who did it, and there's nothing to worry about anymore. We're done. Chapter 4 is completely over and done with. And sunlight makes oxygen. What kind of oxygen? Oh, oxygen. Oxygen. Pink, fluffy oxygen. She's definitely been smoking something. Can you smoke a banana? I know you can't set fire to a pear. That much I know to be true. Thank you for that, Tumblr. So we solved the case, and that's it. So I think there's only one thing left now that we've solved the whole case, besides the bonus episode, of course, and that would be a credits sequence, which will be coming up any second now. So this has been Touch Detective. I've been tessellating Hexagons, and we're kind of done here, I suppose. We'll have... Obviously the project's not over yet, we've still got more episodes to go in the bonus episode, and I'll be doing a highlights reel of my best bits, and yeah, in the bonus episode, highlights reel, what else? Thoughts on the project. I'll give those at a later point. But they're breaking the fourth wall here, looking at the credits. It is a sign of the end. Finished chapter 4 in 2 videos as well, which is quite impressive, because it's a long chapter. I'll go away, Penelope. In the credits, what? No, but we finished but we're done. Why you do this? Well, join us next time where we finishing up Touch Detective. Bye bye.